Well, it's starting. We can't even get through the Democratic, all this stuff with the Democratic Iowa caucus. So, what do you think is going to happen as the election season goes on? The Democrats have been planning this for 4 years. They had an impeachment. They had all rallied all their people who are Democrats to spend money, and look what has happened. See? And you think that the government's going to help you? They can't even get their own candidate elected. So what does that mean for you and your job, or how the economy can go? They may just decide, okay, well, we know we're not going to get. Democrats may decide, hey, we're not going to get any type of candidate elected. We're going to lose the Senate, and we may lose the House. So they may just do crazy stuff now. So they may just shut down the government just to shut it down, and that's trying to get back at Trump. But unfortunately, it's going to boomerang and get back to you. Your company may get impacted. I already told you about 69% of businesses break even or make money. That means each business is at least one or two clients away because they don't expand enough and they don't spend money on learning it or anything. They try to just do what they say. Everyone's trying to use social media, Instagram and stuff, but they don't even talk to people, and they think their business is going to keep going, and they want you to do all kind of weird sales stuff without doing a professional strategy or just expanding a new client. So a lot of these businesses are just hanging on. So all you need is a government shutdown. That's going to hurt you. And even if you're like at Amazon or some other place, they may decide, hey, we're going to save money and let's just shut everything down, or we'll cut back on our staff until the government figures out what they're going to do. And then we can get back, we'll start ramping up our business again. That's why I always stress to you guys, car payment is the biggest headache you can have. I know I see a lot of you guys out there everywhere I go now, Lexus, Range Rover, Mercedes, BMW, Cadillac, Audi, all these cars. But I see you guys going down San Bernardino Boulevard, making a right into the fulfillment center, or making a left into the Amazon fulfillment center, or making a right into the Prologis fulfillment center. And you guys are the ones that are most at risk. What do you think is going to happen when there's a government shutdown or things get slow with the economy? Those are the jobs where they're going to just say, let's go put together our automation plan, or let's go do this, or let's go do that, or let's start getting rid of people who just don't show up on time. Your jobs are the most at risk because there's nothing to lose. Who are you going to complain to? Just go work at Pet Boys down the street. Like I told you, I started off in a warehouse 30 years ago. Petavina mold and die. I wasn't just a picker. I ran an injection molding machine. Calvin and I actually built sonic alarms. We built the first generation of alarms. My boss had me get on the phone. Martin, this client hasn't paid us. You get us our money, man, because that's how you eat. Or Martin, I need you to go door to door, sell springs. Or Martin, do the accounting. So, I mean, I wasn't just like a picker. I did it all. I did more than, I could come into your company while you out there picking. I can go up and be the president, sit down. Hey, what's going on? And hey, why you have all these people here? Aren't we like a bit 20 to 30% overstaffed? This person's not doing their job. Have you been looking at the valuation report? Give them their walking papers, man. They can't make it here. There's a couple of places down the street they could go work at. What happens when you get a supervisor like that comes in? That's why I say, go back, read my 2017 thing about 2014, how I talked about paying off your car loan early. Go back, just look at what I'm talking about. Look at how I talked about paying off my small bills. And then when you're ready, you can get involved in one of my programs. My program's from $397 to $1997. Get in. If I can just help you save 3 to 4 months of a payment, that's over, like, if I could just help you reduce a 69-month loan down to 44 months, that's over $10,000 that you could be saving. Like I told you before, a new car loan is $554. A used car loan is $381. That's how much people are paying. And you say, oh, Martin, I don't want to pay that money, or I don't think it'll work. Yeah, how about if you don't think it'll work once you get cut, and then you're going to get those calls and those letters about them wanting to take your car, about you falling behind, why you falling behind, and then you're scrambling with your bills, and you're just like just doing all kind of crazy stuff. Well, you could have prepared for this before. And I know some of you are saying, this won't happen to me, Martin. Yeah, that's what they said at Toys R Us. That's what they said back in 2008 with Washington Mutual. Well, like a lot of these white collar jobs got eliminated. And until like 2013, 2015, the biggest job creator has been Amazon. That's great for Amazon. What kind of jobs have they created? Not high income jobs, just warehouse jobs. It's not a fulfillment job. You work in a warehouse. You work like I worked in a warehouse, and you do less than what I did 30 years ago. So what do you do when you get some old black guy like me in his 50s? It's like, I worked in a warehouse. Two guys and we did twice as much as these guys are doing. You need to get rid of like 20 to 30% of these people. Get them out of here. And then that's going to happen to you. Economy's going to slow down because of all this election stuff. You're already seeing with the Democrats. It's their own thing. Who they going to blame? The Republicans for their voting machines breaking down? They're cheating on themselves. So you know they're not going to get a president elected. So what are they going to do? The Democrats are going to do crazy stuff to try to impede Trump, and that's going to impact you and your company. And some of you work for these private companies. I told you, you're 1 to 2 clients away from the company shutting down or moving to a less tax state. And then you say, oh, Martin, if something happens, my family will take care of me. I told you about my family story. What about me? My grandmother passed away. I thought her son would clean himself up and make money to help keep her house. And what happens? He didn't pay the rent. The house went into foreclosure. $3,525. Not from the family member, but from me. That's what happened to me. That took money from my pocket. So that's how a family member can help you. And you say, oh, Martin, my friend will help you out. Honestly, how many of your friends have helped you out? Do you know 76% of people live in paycheck to paycheck? Why don't you take a trip to Target? Look at all those fancy cars parked out in front of Target. You would think you were in Beverly Hills. Mercedes, Range Rover, Audi, Cadillac. Man, this is in the old days, you would not see those cars there. But you know what? They're struggling, man. All that money's going to the car, and they got to feed themselves. So where can you go? You got to go where you can stretch your dollar. You may have the fancy car and looking cool, but I'll see you pulling into golden, what is it? There's some golden restaurant or something. Grocery outlet, 99-cent store. Is that how you want to live your life, man? Is that it? Is that trying to keep your car and you just like doing some simple things like I told you to pay extra $15 to $20 a month? You can reduce your car payments by at least 4 months in a 4-year time. You reduce a 69-month loan down to 65 months. And then what's another one? You're thinking, oh, Martin, I tried paying off my car and I tried saving money, but I didn't work. Hey, it took me 7 years to pass my engineering test. You know what it's been? That's brought me in like over these last few years. Those 7 years have brought me over like $100,000 to $150,000 extra. I don't really count it. It should be an extra 10% raise. That's $1,000 over a 12-month period or something. I think $12,000, like a $20,000 over a couple of years. Could be a $200,000. Each one of those 7 years was worth over, say, $30,000. Each year I failed, I was making myself an extra $30,000 today. You know why I did that? Because I didn't quit. Or what about when I almost lost my eye and had the brain poison go into my head and almost died? I went to 5 diagnoses. I got 5 diagnoses. 6 diagnoses. Didn't even solve the poison in the brain. They were just going to cut the eye out. And then a 6th diagnosis, the doctor said, no, I have a better alternative. Just think, if I had just like didn't wait or just rushed for a solution, hey, let's see if we can't get one more. I wouldn't be here today. So failing is just a way to show that, hey, you're making progress. Now what can you do to adjust? Start again. It's like climbing a mountain. Just picture yourself paying off your car loan like climbing a mountain. You're not going to get from the bottom of the mountain now today. Look at those mountains. I don't know how many of you could get to the top of one of those mountains in one day. Maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. For some of you guys, it could take 4 months. But you know what you got to do? Look at those mountains again. You got to get started. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Get started, invest in yourself, spend money. Spend money like I spent $5,000 to go to a conference in Vegas. Things are going to get tight now. If the Democrats can't get their stuff together at their own election, what do you think is going to happen when the real election season comes? What do you think is going to happen when the Democrats find out that they can't run the House back and lose all kind of seats in the Houses and the Senate? It's going to be a mess. You know what's going to be a really mess for? Not me, because I'm prepared. I'm out there saving money, hustling, working on skills, because I know everyone's about to get smacked who's not prepared. I don't want you to be smacked. I don't want to see you at the 99-cent store trying to feed your family, feed yourself, using your credit cards to buy groceries, 20% on the dollar just to feed your family because you're not prepared. Go to my sites, read my material. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. No one feels sorry for someone who's suffering. Don't let one of those people suffering be you.